How do you steal a redstone build? Well, that was the same question that hundreds of angry Dream fans asked me when I made this tweet. And somehow ratioed Dream. If you somehow don't know who Dream is, he is one of the largest Minecraft creators on YouTube, and a few years ago, he ran the biggest Minecraft server on YouTube, aptly named the Dream SMP. Millions of eyeballs were on this server every day, watching lore streams, builds of varying quality, and some fancy redstone contraptions. Farms, piston doors, casino games, a whole prison. A lot of the most iconic moments of this server had an impressive and flashy redstone build at the center of it. Now, if you're familiar with the server members, none of them are really known for their redstone prowess, likely following tutorials on YouTube. So if they didn't design them, who did? What tutorials did they follow, and how come nobody knows? For years, I'd speculated on the origins of all the redstone from the Dream SMP, and although I was really confident in all my hunches, there was always one thing keeping me from ever making a video: proof. Without the world download, I had nothing to show aside from theories of uncredited redstoners, vague visual cues of how piston door animations look, and how casino games are decorated. I can't just make a whole video exposing the redstone being stolen if I can't back up that info with the actual world. And then Dream tweeted it. So let's answer that question. How do you steal a redstone build? Imagine that you're a redstoner and you're spending days, weeks, maybe months on a passion project, trying for hours every day to make your build work, make it fast, make it compact, and when you complete it, you're rightfully proud of your work and you want to share it with others. So you spend a couple more hours making a tutorial, explaining what everything in your build does and showing people how to build it themselves. You upload it to your channel in hopes that people might find your content and enjoy it. Some time goes by and one day you're just watching a live stream, a big live stream, from a creator with thousands of concurrent viewers. They're showing off their latest project on an SMP, and then you see it. Your redstone build. You're about to get a shout out and possibly get a couple thousand people flocking to your channel watching your tutorial.
Yeah, how long did it take you to make this? Oh my god.
It took me like 8 hours.
Yeah,
And then I had to redo it again.
Oh my god. That's actually disgusting. Oh my god.
I told you, it took me like 8 hours.
I see why. That's awful.
It took me forever.
Oh my god.
Only for the streamer to say he made it himself.
This is quite the brainchild.
This is awesome dude's many hours of redstone engineering to create this amazing door.
No mention of your name.
He did it. He pulled it off.
Yeah, and shoved it into this room as well.
No mention of a tutorial.
Yeah, many hours spent off camera coming up
Yes,
with that
that's
one.
vault door number 1. I'm sure we'll have other vault doors. It'll be different, but
Yeah.
And he's just told his audience of thousands that he created it all by himself. This is Awesome Dude, a member of the Dream SMP, often considered as the server's redstoner. And that hypothetical scenario that I just described isn't just imaginary, but it happened to this guy, RKF Walter.
So I've been making YouTube videos for about 10 years now, mostly concentrating on redstone contraptions, mostly doors, but also some other stuff like elevators and similar. At some point, I got some comments on my videos that were asking me whether my 7x7 volt door was the one that was used on the Dream SMP server by Awesome Dude. I didn't get any kind of information beforehand. I wasn't contacted by anyone. That was the first time I got any kind of feedback or any kind of information in this sense. I looked around, I didn't really find much. Then I found a stream where he actually showed the contraption. It reminded me very much of my 7x7 volt door I released. I didn't get any kind of credit. In fact, he somewhat heavily, in my opinion, implied even that he came up with the design.
This is quite the brainchild.
Which was kind of annoying, especially since I had later on then comments that asked me whether it could have been accident or just a coincidence that he made the same door that I made. And that was then the reason I made my community post about the comparison and looking at the circuitry and so on. It was basically one-to-one what I used. I don't watch the Dream SMP, but as far as I know, he is the redstone now on that server.
He called the door his brainchild.
This is quite the brainchild.
Like, that he used that specific word.
Well, for one, I was extremely annoyed. I had a comment at some time that basically said I had used a design by someone else. Giving credit to my channel is pretty much the only way my channel nowadays grows. And since I have been making tutorials for 10 years now, and those tutorials for the most part have a showcase in the beginning and a tutorial part following that, most people only watch the first 5 to 10% of my videos. But also through mentioning by the Hermits, for example, who used some of my designs and just named me. And that alone gave me a little push to get out of this hole again. So giving credit is, at the moment, the only real way my channel can grow.
See, it's one thing to follow a tutorial off camera and then hop on your stream and give some tours to some people and forget to mention where you got your piston door. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, it can slip your mind. But it's another thing when in every single showcase of your prison, and specifically this piston door, you talk about how it
took me like 8 hours. I told you, it took me like 8 hours.
Many hours of redstone engineering.
knowingly lying to your audience of thousands of people that you are better at redstone than you actually are. And RKF Walter not getting a single mention in all of it. In fact, you even double down and call this build your brainchild and attempt to horribly explain how it works.
I wanted to show you guys some of the redstone behind this door because I'm really proud of it. You can see it takes up a whopping amount of area. Honestly, this one's so big, I don't even know how well I can walk through this one. Probably is like impossible to just comprehend from the outside, but the top and the bottom are the exact same. I don't even know how I can go about explaining this, chat. I'm sorry. But essentially,
thank you so much, Oversea Monster, for the $50 dono. You're insane. Thank you so much. Sunny DC, I thank you for the tier 1 as well.
Basically, this block gets pushed up on a quadruple piston extender first. The same thing happens up top with a quadruple downwards piston extender. And then the sides are essentially the exact same thing.
Top, thank you for the tier 1. I appreciate it a lot. Wilson, thank you for the tier 1. Bread Noise, thanks for the tier 1 for 3 months in a row. Shout out, Bread Noise, man.
The sides is basically, this is a double piston extender. This is a triple piston extender that pulls. Oh, by the way, this is just a double on this, right? So it's not exactly the same as this, I guess, but it's very similar. So yeah.
And right after you do this, you try to design the most basic flying machine door on stream and quit after 5 minutes because...
I shouldn't do things that I haven't designed off stream during the stream, chat, because it just is boring content for you lot to watch.
Designing on stream is boring. You push this idea that you're some elite redstoner so hard that when Walter changed the title to include the fact that his door was used in the SMP, he gets comments doubting him, saying that maybe it was just a coincidence that they both created the exact same piston door.
Okay, big whoop, so someone followed a tutorial. They posted it to YouTube publicly, they should expect people to follow it.
Well, random viewer thinking this, as much as I explained why not giving credit is a bad thing, and we're not even done with Awesome Dude yet, you've probably heard every argument under the sun from other videos on YouTube on why stealing redstone bad. But what these videos never cover is why crediting can be really good. Let's imagine again that you're that redstoner. You just completed a big project and you make a tutorial. A few months go by and you get a video in your subscription feed, a Hermitcraft episode from Mumbo. You watch it like any other video and then you hear this.
And I have found a video by a person called CraftyMasterman who has absolutely killed it, not only on the video front, but also he has come up with a very un-2012 combination lock design. It's a lot smaller than they used to be, and it's smart.
In this hypothetical, you also happen to be 2020 CraftyMasterman at 3,000 subscribers. The next day, your sub count doubles to 6,000, eventually creeping to 7,000. You ask your friends what the hell you do after such a big shout out, and then one of them responds, make sure your next video is a fucking banger. So in your next video, you talk about a freaking house printer, and the rest is history. Today, you're almost at 300,000 subscribers, and now you ask the viewers to subscribe if they're enjoying this video. Please get me to 300k. I'm breaking the fourth wall. I'm breaking character. Please subscribe. Okay, that's enough of that guy. Giving someone that boost, that little acknowledgement in your video, can be the thing that kickstarts their career. If you need a more recent example, a YouTuber named RecRap made a video where he built a farm from a Discord server called the TMC catalog and told everyone about it in his video, resulting in the server getting a ton of new members and the helpful resource being spread to more people. If you want another example, the numerous videos using the orbital strike cannon all link to cubic meter in the description, and some even mention it in the video itself. Other hermits credit redstone builds all the time that they use in their videos. The point of all this is to encourage creators to credit people properly in their content rather than punish the people who don't. This could have been a great opportunity for Awesome Dude to give a platform to a small redstoner on YouTube. And if people like the prison door, they could find similar cool piston doors on Walter's channel.
Oh shit, I better go back in time and place a sign next to every single redstone contraption I've ever placed by using a guide from YouTube with a link and credit. Oh dear, placing down a sign crediting Sethbling or something every time I use a piece of redstone dust.
Alright, it seems like there are even more stupid questions to go through. So, let's answer this. Who needs to credit a redstone build and when? We can answer the first part pretty easily. If you're not publishing content to the internet, then you don't need to place signs all over your Minecraft world like these high IQ replies suggested. You know, one would think that this is common sense, but this is also Twitter we're talking about. The second part is a bit of a longer answer. If you do make content featuring some builds that aren't yours, when should you credit them? In an ideal world, you should try to say the name of the person that you got the redstone build from when you show it off for the first time. If a big focus of the video or stream that you're making revolves around redstone build that isn't yours, then you should credit, like what Mumbo did with me when he used my combination lock. There are also some examples where the redstone build is used in a one-off moment, like Technoblade showing off his Wither Vault thingy. The door opens, the door closes, that's it, and they move on. The best credit that you could give to a smaller creator has 3 parts, and the more of the 3 that you incorporate, the better. Number 1, mention the name of the original redstoner. Number 2, make it easy for the audience to find that creator. This can just be a link in the description. And number 3, the most important thing, do not claim you made something when you didn't.
Quite the brain.
You can excuse someone not mentioning a tutorial if they're in the middle of a roleplay stream and they don't want to break the immersion, but the easiest thing to do is just not lie. It is really that easy. So with this new knowledge of what proper credit looks like, let's check out some more redstone on the Dream SMP. Let's talk about our favorite streamer, Awesome Dude, again, but this time more positively. He and Tubbo were building a guardian farm and acknowledged that they were not only following a tutorial, but even showed it on the stream for a few seconds. Long enough for me to find it and tell the people that have been asking for years that the tutorial is from Ken 2000. Speaking of Tubbo, look at him figuring out redstone all on his own with this epic bee farm, or Fundy doing an entire stream making a redstone note block machine. They don't need to credit anyone because, well, they're doing everything on their own. Look at these guys designing redstone on stream, something Awesome Dude says was boring.
Because it just is boring content for you lot to watch.
Because redstone, according to Sam, is all about knowing the design.
How long does this take to put together? Like, say you have all this stuff, like how quickly can you wire it up?
Oh, the potions? Oh, that one's pretty straightforward. You just gotta know the design.
In his base tour, he talks about his awesome potion brewer. That's from Impulse SV. Now, I can already hear a lot of people screaming at their screens saying,
"Oh, this is just an Awesome Dude hit piece. You're only targeting one guy. You're just a hater."
And to all those people, I say this. I have scoured clip channels, VOD channels, anything I could find on YouTube for days. And every single redstone build that was stolen could be traced back to Awesome Dude. And he never gave any credits. But near the end of the server's life, he had a change of heart. Kinda. One of the last big projects on the Dream SMP was Quackity's Las Nevadas, which for our intents and purposes is just a big fat redstone casino. And the one responsible for building the redstone games was, oh my god, not him again. So this project is a bit of a weird one. The full thing never got completed in time for any major lore streams, so the only game that was showcased was Spin the Lights. And like I said earlier, one-off moments like this don't really lend themselves well to breaking the immersion and just spewing out credit. The full casino build would eventually be completed, and Sam would do his last stream on the SMP showing off all his redstone creations, with some never-before-seen new gambling machines that are from Redstone, and 100% awesome.
I'm Redstone, and I usually do Redstone tutorials over on my channel. I'm kind of known for my gambling machines. I also created the Redstone Tweaks resource pack, which many people, including Crafty, actually use. First found out that one of my dreams was used on the Dream SMP, I think from a comment, but I'm not sure because like I don't really watch the Dream SMP.
Yeah, the first build was the Spin the Lightscape that they yoinked from one of your tutorials.
Oh yeah, I think that was earlier, right? I think I read a comment about that at some point. I only found out that they used the red wheel at least when you made your video about it, or when you mentioned it on Twitter or approached me with it. Or it's not really something that anybody told me, I think, before that.
I looked on your channel, there's like barely any comments on your roulette wheel. Like they're all on the Spin the Lights thing, and I think you have like maybe 1 or 2 on the roulette wheel mentioning that it was on the Dream SMP. I sent you some clips of a awesome dude touring the casino.
Some of these designs are like adapted from other people's designs. It's been so long, I don't remember.
I'm going again.
So sorry if one of these is your design and you didn't get a shout out, but I did have to adapt them all to the new version. This one was someone else's design, but I rebuilt it. It didn't work in this version, so I like redid it.
Wow.
And fixed it.
Yeah, the machines all work without any adaptation. I mean, it's the exact same as in the tutorial, which I guess is a good thing because that means they at least followed the tutorial. With my channel size, you will find it, but if it were to happen to a smaller creator, then like, good luck. Yeah, like if you're just starting out on YouTube, then it's gotta suck when your stuff gets stolen and you don't get any credit, because that's kind of the way to grow as a tutorial YouTuber as well. Most of my biggest view spikes were when people mentioned me with the German CraftyMasterman server, where Stegi built a bunch of my machines, and he gave proper credit. I got like a massive spike, so that was great. We also do like a small section about people just copying tutorials or copying builds and doing their own tutorials on them, because I feel like, honestly, that's kind of the bigger issue.
So Sam goes from taking all the credit for someone else's Redstone build to saying, oh, it's not mine, guys, but I had to fix it for the newest version. No, you didn't. You probably followed the tutorial wrong because the thing is an exact 1-to-1 copy of the tutorial, even down to the wool colors. Now, I do have this small tinfoil hat theory that he could have possibly seen the comment made by Walter in his prison VOD, making fun of him for poorly explaining his door, which made him blanket apologize for not giving shoutouts. But that's just my silly theory, so who knows. Despite that, he still doesn't mention Walter during his last stream. During the research of this video, the more stuff that kept piling against Awesome Dude, the more I wanted to see if he wanted to say something about his Redstone creations. Because at the end of the day, he does know some Redstone. As far as we know, he designed the prison cell, the retractable floors, and the keycard system. So I shot him a friend request, and to my surprise, he accepted. I messaged him about the live stream I was gonna do looking through the server 3 times, and after he didn't respond, I messaged him about this video twice. As of writing this, he has still not responded, and I want the takeaway of this video not to be an attack on people that have stolen Redstone builds in the past, because again, every other video covers that, and not many show the perspective of the Redstoners that get stolen from. Not many videos show what the general public thinks about Redstone, thinking that crediting a Redstone build is a crazy, absurd take. Had all this been done with fan art, smaller music artists, fan-made videos, people would riot if a larger creator profited off the work of others without giving back. What makes Redstone so different? That it's blocks in a video game that anyone can copy?
This guy wants to copyright Minecraft builds.
No, that's not what I said at all, and that's not what I want. Smaller creators deserve opportunities for their hard work, to be proud of it, and to be able to share it to the world. They shouldn't be used as a springboard for others to take advantage of, whether it be art, music, or a Redstone build. And the most ironic thing is, I think Sam finally learned that lesson.
There is a mechanism in the prison that is very complicated, that I'm very proud of, that I plan to make a video about. And I want to make the video without that being leaked, because I don't want someone else to take credit for it before I get a chance to take credit for it.
Valid.